All right, so I just returned from the House of Commons where my colleagues and I voted on a motion that we brought forward asking the Liberal government to stop its increases to taxation. Now, sadly, they voted against this common sense request. My Conservative colleagues and I have heard consistently from Canadians across the country that they are struggling to afford basic necessities like food, clothing, and shelter. Now, here's the bottom line. We live in a G7 country that literally produces food for the world. But yet, a recent survey showed that about a quarter of Canadians are buying less food because, well, just inflation. We are in the middle of an affordability crisis. Canadians cannot pay their bills or make ends meet. Meanwhile, this government is wanting to spend like drunken sailors, drive up inflation, and make your life difficult. Students are literally living in homeless shelters in order to get by. Meanwhile, the government wants to raise energy costs. The Liberals love to claim that Canadians will be better off with a carbon tax because they'll make more on the rebate. But we know that this claim is false. It's been debunked. The Parliamentary Budget Officer reported that 60% of Canadian households are worse off under this taxation scheme. Yesterday, as the official opposition party, we joined with Canadians in the fight against reckless and costly Liberal tax policies. We brought forward a motion, a very common sense motion, calling on the government to eliminate its plan to triple the carbon tax. We were asking for compassion, for fiscal responsibility, and ultimately for common sense. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. Surprisingly, no, never mind, not surprisingly, of course, the Liberals and the NDP joined together and voted against it. Now, the stories I'm hearing from my constituents are heartbreaking. People are losing their homes and living in their cars because they can't afford rent. Food bank lines are growing out of control, and more children are being raised in poverty. Canadians are at a breaking point. This is what I'm hearing over and over again. So today's vote against the Canadian people is actually incredibly disappointing, but it's not the end of the story. My colleagues and I will continue to fight. We will continue to join you in looking after livelihoods and going towards an ambitious future. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we want you to have your life back and to be able to enjoy a vibrant future. We continue to fight for you. Signing off for now.